Like that's the question.
Ah,
Bro.
dang! That
Am
was
I
deep.
just a number? I don't know.
Good lord. All right, let me close that out, and there we go. Save on some RAM space, because good lord, my processor is like, what are we doing? Alrighty, friends, we're back. Welcome back to Z-Axis episode 2. Stop the cap. There's a lot of cap going on out here in these streets, and they need to be stopped. All right, we are the cap police.
Yep.
Oh no.
How is everybody? What's been going on? Y'all good?
Good for the most part. Somebody else lead. I got some stuff to unload, but
I just woke up from a 3-hour nap, so I'm still like trying to, come back to reality.
fair enough.
You feel great,
good,
Cass? That's good. Stay in the light, Alex.
Stay in the light.
You see a bright light, go the opposite direction, brother.
Yeah. Right. No, I'm doing pretty good though. Just chilling. Was doing a lot of moving around, is getting ready for some stuff that I got coming up next month for Reform.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But just other than that, just keeping busy, drinking water.
Yes, sir.
Nothing too crazy.
That's the status quo.
Yes, sir.
Never
Drinking
quit
water.
pro quo.
That sounds weak, bro.
Don't listen.
Step it up.
Don't listen to this guy.
You better pull up with vodka in your water bottle.
All right, buddy.
Or put the Duce in the Kool-Aid Jammers packet. That one meme that's circulating around Twitter.
Damn, bro.
Well,
That's some Brad level stuff.
right. Everybody have a great holiday. I mean, I didn't really get to see everybody for the holiday season. Besides, I got to see Alex, of course. He's right across the hall. But Cass and Paris, was it cool for y'all?
Yeah.
Rodney, you saw both of us.
Not for Christmas. I didn't see you on Christmas, Cass. I don't think I didn't see Paris either.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I was at your guys' house. I was farting in your bed. I was like, "Ooh, this is Cass's bed."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had to leave it's the gift that keeps on giving.
I did have to get a new bed. I forgot.
Yep.
Damn, bro. Did Rod pay for it? I'm confused.
With what money?
But Christmas was cool. I mean, it was Silas's first Christmas, so he got showered with presents and stuff like that. So like I opened my 2 to his 30. So
Damn.
Damn.
Not the 2 to 30.
Bro, I'd have been salty, bro. I'd have been like, man, you ain't even gonna remember this. Give me that.
I was about to say, and about a good 8 of those came from me, so I couldn't even be mad.
Bro,
I bought him the thing about being a dad is and a fashionable dad at that. I'll throw that in there, a little self promo.
He's a little salt bay. He's a fashionable dad.
Fashionable father, the double F. I literally walked in the Gap and I bought the entire Marvel Gap for baby collection just on a whim.
Damn.
Because they had it up and it was fire, bro. There's some fire shirts on it. Some fire shirts and some pants. I got him some Spider-Man jammies and two of the shirts and then a pair of the pants too. So, and I think they only dropped 5 or 6 pieces in his size. So basically the whole collection.
Good lord. I mean, he's a cute baby, and he's a lady killer. You put him you dripped him out.
Hey man, it's only right.
I gotta keep my girl in the house tonight, is what you're saying.
Multiple
Angela.
nights.
Yeah, Angela and Palma, they gotta stand. They staying inside tonight. Silas is on the prowl.
Stupid.
Yeah, so resolutions. Alex, feel free to leave the group chat on this conversation if you want, because I know you don't really have very many of these. But anybody got New Year resolutions or anything they want to get done in the next 12, hopefully, good months of our lives?
Better, I should say. Better.
Mm-hmm.
Better months. Because we can't really go down from last year, unfortunately.
What you mean, nigga? What? Last year was one of my best years in my life financially, bro.
Financially, yes. Same. I'm not even gonna cap. Savings is still looking cool from last year, and that was a transfer over. So
damn, look at Paris. He was like, it's falling off my sleeve.
Got that trust fund set up for Silas.
Yeah, yes, sir. No, he actually has enough money to buy a PlayStation 5, like resale price.
Good lord.
And,
The hell?
And he's not even a year old, so I think I'm doing pretty
Silas
good in the
does?
saving
Yeah.
department. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's what babies use their little pockets for.
That.
Wait, babies can fit PlayStations in their pocket?
That's what I was about to say. It's like a GTA pocket, Alex. Like you can
Fuck.
keep your shotgun, your assault rifle, your bazooka, all of those in the same baby pocket, but only baby pockets. When we're adults, we lose that ability.
That's trash.
Man,
We can't do that anymore.
I need to
But
lose some weight and get some baby jeans in, bro. That's my New Year's resolution. Fitting a pair of baby jeans. Putting everything in there, bro. Rod, we going on flights? Don't check those bags, bro. I got you.
oh, what are you
Got a rod
talking
in your
about?
pocket.
What you talking about? We definitely need more.
in that pocket.
We need more babies in the crew. Looking at Cass and Cam, you know, Uncle Rod is good with the
I'm
kids.
looking at Alex.
Alex,
What? No.
Nah. As far as resolutions go, I don't think I have like a specific one. It's just like I've, adopted some habits that I like to keep going, like staying on top of my business stuff. As you know, like, well, for the viewers that don't know, I'm the only person really working full time for Reform. So like, I'm the accountant, I'm the marketing manager, I'm a man of many hats, and just balancing that. And then also just like staying on top of shit. Like I do stuff like log all of my purchases. Like I've done that for like the last 2 weeks. I got like a little system set up to where I can log like business purchases versus personal purchases and stuff like that, and really start having like a ledger of what I spend money on for Reform, so I can like write off more expenses next year. So I want to keep that up for sure, and also keeping my animal flesh intake down from like my 3 to 4 days a week.
you Dr. Sabi now, huh?
Videos.
You Dr.
No,
Sabi.
not that, bro. Like I'm just trying to get to a space of like comfortability.
He said, I don't eat anything that poops.
No, it's just
bro.
for me. I had noticed like a really big difference in my energy, and then like when you're eating like less like processed food and like stuff that either you cook or like things that you can get that aren't really processed, like you don't necessarily have to process like rice or anything like that, past just actually picking it and maybe washing it and stuff like that. I noticed like a big difference in like my energy, as well as like with my eating meat too. Like I'll have to eat more throughout the day, but that's like kind of like grazing. If you think of like animals that are
This nigga is a cow,
out the
bro.
wild. Nah, bro. I'm more like a
Bears be
gazelle, bro. I'm more like a gazelle, bro.
Feels
I'm not like
gas in
a
his
cow. I
pocket.
got my head on a swivel, but then I'm
bro.
eating high energy food so I can stay on top of my shit. Like when you eat high energy food, then you're eating like a lot more. I feel like you have more energy. You're hungrier, like you get hungry faster. Like you can't
True.
eat a salad in the morning.
I had a couple weeks, man, where like so like normally I would like start like my day with like something that's like pretty good and like protein. So then I just eat when it's like dinner time because that would tide me over for the day.
Yep.
And then like I tried like a 2-3 weeks like where I was trying to eat fruit in the morning, and I'm like, bro, just as good as fruit is, it was actually
It's not
worse because I would eat because I would get hungry in the middle of the day, and then I would end up eating, and I'm like, you know what? I actually consumed more calories than I would have consumed if I would have just ate my protein in the morning like I normally do. So I was like, all right, that's how.
Yeah. No, and then there's also like individual like differences in between people too. So I'm not trying to like say that this lifestyle is like for everybody. Like I'm just doing like what I want to do, like me. Like, and also Alex, if you want to try that again, I would suggest eating more oats, like making some more.
Nah.
You don't like oatmeal?
No, bro. I hate oatmeal. It reminds me of being poor as a kid, bro.
Bro, what?
I wait for Rod to be upset.
I'm not upset, bro. Oatmeal
Like,
keeps
that's
my
more
skin
oatmeal
nice.
for me.
Yeah,
That's more
right.
oatmeal for me, bro.
Definitely.
But oats are definitely filling. Like if you eat like, you know, a cup and a half some overnight oats, like soaked just with almond milk, a little brown sugar, maybe some maple syrup, and then you throw some blueberries and raspberries in there. It's a good way to start your morning, and it keeps you full. Like when I was going to the gym, I used to eat like a bowl of overnight oats and like a protein shake, and I'd be good until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
It doesn't matter what we eat. None of us are eating as good as Cass. I've been seeing Cass and Cam's food on Instagram and shit. I'm like, what the hell? Like, when I was in a relationship, I wasn't eating like that. I was eating shrimp Alfredo, and I mean that's probably as nice as it got. Y'all eating filet mignon, gefilte fish.
On the other side of this door right now, whipping up some pork chops and asparagus. That's what we're having.
See,
damn. It got the best of both worlds. Like, you know what? Those pork chops don't look too healthy. It's cool. We gonna graze on this asparagus afterwards.
That's stupid.
2 bundles.
Man, I feel you.
Man.
Fire.
Speaking of Cass, how was your birthday?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what was up? Like was it lit? Was it
century?
Yeah, happy quarter century. Welcome to the Over the Hill gang. You're finally old like the rest of
You're
us.
You're dead.
Welcome. Welcome to hell.
No,
welcome to die.
She's like, rental cars?
Right, life insurance.
Remind me to call my insurance company because they got me fucked up. I need that discount yesterday.
Oh no.
Oh, whoa. Why they're trying to hold you on the 25?
They're trying to hold me on the 25 and I refuse.
They probably found out you were Asian and was like, they were like, just to be safe, they'll send you a refund check at the end of the year. Like, all right, I guess you was cool. Like,
but how was it though? I seen photos. I think they were either Christmas photos or maybe, I don't know. Was there a jacuzzi involved or something? I mean, what was going on?
Oh, yeah, that was Christmas. That was kind of just like some COVID grown-up type shit. No kids, sorry Paris. But we didn't really want to be around like big crowds this year with either of our families. So we got a little cabin in the middle of nowhere and just chilled out for a couple days. It was really nice. It was cool.
I seen y'all, man. Y'all must be swimming in the money, man. I guess since the holidays done passed, I probably tell you, man. Cam hit us up on he was like, yo, I'm trying to pitch in on this thing for Cass, and I was like, let me see how much is it. And he must have gave us the price. I was like, motherfucker, you're the only motherfucker. You got military money and nice clothes and shit. I ain't got no money for. I said, look, I enjoy Cass for free. That's how Cass has been in my life. Cass has been a constant free friend. All right, I don't got Cass and Cam money. We got old man money over here.
Bro, I subscribed to Cass free, bro.
Really? Oh, what the? Hold on a second here, y'all. Oh no, y'all froze. Oh, wait a minute, homies. Oh, there y'all go. Sorry about that. Y'all froze for a second.
Okay, good. I thought that was just me.
Damn, bro. No, that's what happens when you don't pay for the Cass premium, bro. You'll pee on Cass. Like, you know what? If you have the Cass premium, then your connection wouldn't be messing up right now.
Yeah, definitely don't got. I was like, Cam. I was like, and it was I think it was a tattoo. I was like, hold on, Cam. Just wait a minute. Okay, tattoos. I said, only you're gonna enjoy that tattoo, brother. let's just be honest here.
It was a birthday present.
Snap back some tattoos.
See, I'm more of a dinner guy. So he would have said, I'm trying to take, Cass out to this nice place, to a fish fry, some spaghetti.
To take me out to a fish fry. If he had to ask for people to pitch in for a fish fry,
he'd be like, all right, Rodney, I need you to catch the fish, but with your bare hands, though. And I figured, since you got the biggest hands.
Cam's hands are definitely bigger than all of ours. Cam is actually bigger than all of us.
He'd be busy distracting Cass, bro.
Fair enough.
So by default, you got the biggest hands, bro. Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's a surprise fish fry, girl.
But I'm glad y'all had fun and y'all were doing y'all thing, man. I was in love once. I used to cook. I make mean Pop-Tarts, man. You know what I'm saying? You need that strawberry. Say less, boo. I got you.
You cooked for yourself this morning. You love yourself.
Hey.
That's all that matters.
Hey, man, she has a point.
True.
Has a point, Chef.
Oh, shucks. Oh, man.
Yeah, we got him, guys. He's caring about himself.
Oh, man, you got me.
Loser.
So
this guy.
We never talked about what Rod's resolutions were.
Oh yeah, true. What do you got on your schedule?
I mean, honestly, my resolutions are pretty much the same as they've always been. I guess probably a little bit more amplified now since the world is opening back up. Host another sneaker convention. I think that's pretty apparent. You guys, of course, some of my closest friends, so y'all know that. Doing more things like this, just creating more content. I like this type of banter. I like the way we talk and hang out, and I figured if we like the way we banter, maybe somebody out there will like it too. And it's content out there. Maybe, shit, who knows? Somebody might be watching and they're like, yo, I want to get a Reform shirt, or I want to put these guys on their own thing, and I mean anything. You know how content works. So more stuff, more cohesive together projects. That's what I'm in for.
I think number one on your resolution list, though, needs to be achieving Fat Rodney. Right?
I didn't know where she was going.
I was like, Kaz, hold up a second. Where are we going with this?
He can match his big mouth character to yesterday.
Right.
Man.
The one that he loves so much.
That fucking photo.
Yeah,
True.
In order to be accurate, he had to gain 200 pounds. So he just had to do it.
Could you imagine Fat Rod? I'd be unpleasant. I'd be unpleasant to be around.
I think it would be a great experience.
Not an experience. I'm a period piece. I'm a stamp in history.
Fat Rod would be too much, bro. We'd have to be at the point where like, hey Rod, bro, you gotta go put a shirt on, bro.
Actually, true, because I definitely
because Oscar used to come for me, used to call me Tubby, and then one day Oscar came downstairs and was like, I can't hate on the progress, and I was like, dang, bro, does this mean I go walk around the house shirtless now?
Nah, let's not get carried away. That's definitely a Rod thing only.
Y'all go together. Y'all are a couple.
Dang, bro.
I think what killed me the most about that photo was I was on Instagram Twitter. I was on Twitter scrolling, and he posted. It was a gentleman. Actually, I don't even know like if they identify as a gentleman. I think pronouns were like they and they them. But they had posted, I'm doing artwork. I need money. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, cool. Like $15 for a big mouth photo. Cool. And I would just put it on the wall. It'd be a poster. But I hit the person up, and they were like, "Yo, I'm a little late on getting back to you. My boyfriend's sick." I'm like, "All right, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. I'm gonna let it go." You know what I'm saying? And then like about a week and a half went by, and he said that he was gonna have it that next following so many days, and it went like way over time. And then by the time they sent it, I sent them the photo of myself, and I don't have an issue with being big, but I don't think I look very big. Like I sent them a photo of me doing this. Like I saw
the picture.
Yeah,
I saw that picture.
I'm a small ass,
a little ballerina. Like,
bro, that's why it took so long for him to get the picture to you, because he had to add all that extra weight to it.
Man, I guess. And when I seen it, I was like, you know what, homie? Keep the $15. I said, this is just charity. That's gonna help me sleep at night. But I said, I'm not happy. Uncle Rod is not happy, so I don't ever want to speak to you ever again.
Bro, one of your enemies actually hired him to make that post. Was like, I need you to make this post, and we're gonna get this on Rodney's feed, and I need you to ruin his day with this picture.
He ruined a few days.
He just tries to get people eating disorders. That's his whole.
That's his shtick.
This is one of those villains that doesn't really do anything evil, but just does a bunch of inconvenient things.
Right.
He drinks all the orange juice in your fridge, but then leaves a drop. Like, that'll teach you. Man, I strike again.
Shaved off a little bit of your table, so it's wobbly now.
You'll never play Mancala again.
The batteries around and all the remotes, so every time you have to use the remote, you have to get in there and grease switch the battery.
I feel like Cass has done that before.
Yeah, I was about to say that was too like she got too happy about that.
Right.
She's been salty about it. Oh,
Like,
my roommate.
Fuck this TV. I'm not about to let nobody watch TV.
Switch all the Cam shoes around. Like, yeah, I switched all your Jordan 1s up.
Yeah, I things you could do. Imagine, those little tiny screwdrivers, the baby ones for glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine just loosening up someone's
Oh
glasses.
no.
A little bit, not all the way.
Just a little bit.
And so they just always crooked. That would be
Wobbly,
so.
wobbly.
Right, everybody's just like this, like,
True.
what?
Man.
But so let's talk about Capitol Hill. I think I've talked to pretty much everybody about this since we're all in a group chat together to some degree, but let's talk about it. For those of us in the chat who've been living under a rock, which should be nobody because there's only a couple people watching, they'll probably pile in here in a bit. The pièce de résistance is that the people on the right did not like the way the election went, and that we're going to storm the Capitol building. I don't think it was supposed to start off as we were actually storming inside. I think it was a very aggressive protest / riot, and then a couple people lost their shit and they all decided to go in. But what are our thoughts on that?
I think it is a giant contradiction from from everything that we've seen from those people, and it was all caught on camera. So it's like, how, okay, you beat a cop with an American flag, Blue Lives Matter, gone. Don't ever say that shit again.
Mm-mm.
2, you get mad at people protesting and being disruptive. Don't argue that point anymore, because here you are fucking doing some crazy shit. That's just how I feel. It's just a giant contradiction, and basically just visual proof of things that we already knew.
Yeah.
Just furthermore confirm that ain't nobody shit.
True.
Well, true. And I will say,
Survey says.
At the end of the day, we're all same.
So I don't know, Steve. I think ain't none of us shit. Survey says.
I got the toilet paper.
But I will agree. I do think that there's a lot of contradictory points in what had went down there. The fact that, you're storming it because you don't like the way that the election results kind of went out. I think that's really just, I don't know. It just seems kind of un-American. But then again, I don't really know what the real definition of being American is anymore. All I can really base it off of is what was written, 1,200,000 years ago, and what we're experiencing now. Your guy lost, and it's okay to demand a recount. A lot of people who run for office, they want recounts. Now, I think after a while, you're kind of grasping for straws. Like, your guy, he definitely lost, and he's lost like 4 or 5 times. Let go. Right. But they can't do it. And I also think too, like, and I talked about this during like Mike Pence's debate versus Kamala Harris. But they talk about the Molotov cocktails, throwing shit into a crowd and making your supporters and shit, storm places. And the trade-off is that, well, we never actually came out and actually told them to do that. Okay, well, just because you didn't actually say it didn't mean that there weren't...
You alluded to it.
You alluded to it, and he's saying shit like, when you say things like, the American people, you say shit like, oh, choice, and freedom of speech. Like, when you give speeches and you constantly amp people up, crazy people up like that, they look at that as, oh yeah, it's my God-given right as an American citizen to do this type of shit. Trump said it. It's like, well, did he actually say it, or did he just kind of subtly say it and that's how you took it? Well, I was reading between the lines, and I'm just like, well, a lot of you motherfuckers can't read, so like, what are you doing?
Man.
I don't know.
And cousin. So a lot of the stuff that like popped up on my social media about like the event itself, I felt like was kind of the same with like all the other like protesting and rioting. No one wanted to like claim the people that were like doing the bad things. Like in this situation, just like the prior, like the BLM movement protest. Oh, those were undercover people. Those are this, and that. And I'm just like, bro, like, do you really think there's just like some sort of like lucrative scheme behind every single event that's going on? Like, sometimes you just got to realize that, you might be for a certain cause, and so are other people. And those other people are just going to fuck it up for you because they're just going way OD. Like, I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, do you really think people are going in and like, all right, we got these secret, whatever the different groups are of people, do you think you have all these undercover people going in and doing all this crap? And I'm just like, no, you just got to own up that some of your people are just shitty.
Well, I would almost...
I feel like...
So, to that point, though, it's like... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I want to iterate on that just for a little bit. So my thing with that is this. When we see, like, specifically with the Capitol, right? There was how many... Like, they literally just released a report saying that there was... like hundreds of off-duty cops that were there. When you see something like that, and then not saying that this is for every BLM what's it face, but I remember one of them, there was a dude that was completely covered, tactical gear, could not see his face. He was the first person to throw a brick in the like Target or something like that. It's not every single one, but I definitely do feel like there is there's more that's done to make like BLM protests look more violent or sound more violent than they actually are. Like, how can you run up on a vigil for somebody that played the violin? It's literally a violin concert. You run up on them with police and tactical gear to make it look like it's violent. It was not violent at all. So that's my thing. It's not necessarily saying that there's like a big scheme, like there's like a whole bunch of hidden agents.
Sure.
But it's always going to be depicted as violent when it's a protest that's not for or that's for equality rights for everybody. That's just my personal opinion. Regardless of if it's an agent throwing a brick through the what's it face first, like that was the protest or whatever happened at the Capitol was not for equality at all. People were just upset that they didn't get what they wanted.
Yeah.
You should be upset.
Exactly,
you should be upset
like,
about
even if this is the case, let's compare the argument. Let's compare the reason for point A versus point B. And even if there's always going to be extremists in any group. So to take that to say that
or opportunists.
Exactly.
That's
so
what a lot of looters were.
Everything is true. There were people planted in these protests and in these protests. Cool. Let's call that scenario true. I'm still taking point A. Okay, they looted a Target. It's a protest for a very important thing, and if people are angry and this is the way that they're dealing with that, fuck a Target, But to your point, if it's just you're just mad because you lost. You mad because you lost? No one is threatening your existence, your rights, or your existence. And this.
No. Biden's gonna. He's threatening it all, girl. Apparently, like, I just see like all these posts, and I'm just like, man, like, I just never know like how to feel about anything. Like, I have people on like both sides of the spectrum on like my Facebook of like social medias and things of that sort.
Sure.
Like I'll see some people and they'll post something about, I just got in an argument with like this racist person, and they post a screenshot. And I'm like, no, this person isn't racist. They just don't agree, with what you agree with.
Sure.
And then like I'll just be sitting there sometimes and I'm just like, I don't understand why some people, like I think I talked to Rodney about this before, like arguing with people on the internet's not really going to get you anywhere.
Sure.
Right.
Because you're not going to change that person's mind. Their mind is already like made up. So you just doing this for like the screenshot to, to look cool, like, hey, look at what I said about this person, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like.
Yeah. And I mean, I do think that there is a level of confidence there only because, like, so during a protest or during any sort of whatever riot, whatever the case is, the war and whatever, it's always a lot more comfortable to fight a battle amongst a lot of people. I think, and I've always felt like the real battle in wanting change in any sort of aspect is how you handle it in a one-on-one sense. how you handle that guy at Walmart that always says that one racist joke or that one thing that you don't like. If there were 5 or 10 of you there, of course it'd be easier to run up on him and be like, yo, stop saying that. But the real testament of confidence, I feel like, is like how you're going to take that battle home once the protests and once the fire and shit is kind of died down and stuff. And also, I do think that aggressive style protesting and that type of stuff is certainly necessary to some degree. I mean, just looking at the sheer history of how this country was founded, I do think that it is necessary, but I do think that we need a good endpoint. And so, like, when I see, like, for instance, like, we didn't want to be a part of, you know, Great Britain's monarchy, so, you know, we did our thing and whatever because they were taxing the shit out of us. I'm like, okay, that's cool, I guess. But when I think of the difference between, like, a riot or, like, a war or, like, a protest or whatever, there's really not much difference between the 3 different type of concepts. It's, I guess, a bit more financial backing, maybe a clear and concise plan. I think those 2 are, like, the big ones. And if those 2 ideas and whatever type of aspect you're moving towards is not correct, that could just fuck your whole cause up. And I'm looking at these people like, okay, this is a riot. This is a fight at Capitol Hill of all places. Like, this isn't the Potomac. This isn't you know, the Empire State Building. You're actually at Capitol Hill. And I'm like, okay, cool. But what is the reason that we're doing this? I mean, historically, this gets the job done, as uncomfortable and as annoying as it is. I have not seen very many decent, docile protests that have gotten the point across like how shit like this does. But if it's just because the person that you wanted to win didn't win and that you think that the election was rigged, like, that's fucking bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good cause. It's garbage.
Man, dude, when I saw, like,
it's not a worthy cause.
I'm trying to remember what I was doing when I was notified of what was going on. Actually, the first thing I saw was before I even realized, like, the Capitol Hill thing was going on.
Sure.
Someone shared one of the pictures and was like, "This is gonna be West Side Gun's next." Talking about
Brazil, the album cover.
And I was sitting there, and it was gonna be called Capital Punishment. So I'm on Twitter. So then I go to Twitter like, "Oh man, West Side Gun's about to drop something," and then I'm like, "Oh no!" Like, oh no! Like, people was actually wilding. I was like, dang, bro.
Man, yeah. And I definitely feel like the same way that you do, Rodney, about like having like worthy, like, it's not a worthy cause for you to storm the place that's, you know, is supposed to be like the center of your, or one of the centers of your government and stuff like that. You should not storm that place, because I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, there was like the march on the, what was it, Capitol Hill or whatever, not Capitol Hill, but what was it, the Dr. Martin Luther King I Had a Dream speech march.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but that event happened, and there was no or anything like that. There was no anything like remotely close to this. And then my thing is, like, the comparison of it is like very disrespectful. Like I remember I saw like the people that were saying like say her name for that woman that got killed.
Yeah.
She was literally breaking into a federal building. She
with
was
a gun pointed at her.
With a gun pointed at her. Stop doing this. He said it like 8 times. Yeah. Said it like 8 times, and she still tried to force her way through. And that was literally on her. You cannot put her in the same category of, you know, black people that were silenced for being an outright speaker or doing certain things that led to them being followed by different law enforcement organizations, or even killed by just random like rednecks. Yeah, like they
very true. I definitely feel like that's like one of those things where it's like, is it sad that this person had to die? Yeah, but I mean, like, what she was doing, she was giving, you know, multiple warnings, things of that sort. The one thing that I am not a fan of are like people like joking and memeing about this person being killed. I'm like, all right, you guys are actually, I feel, going a little bit too far with this. Anytime anyone dies, I feel like, you know, there should be, you know, some sort of respect. It sucks that we got to the part, because I mean, was she actually putting anyone's life in danger? No. Should she have been shot fatally? Probably
no,
not. Like, But I mean that's how it is in a lot of these situations in these riots and things of that sort. I'm like, could these things have been like, could we have stopped these people without hurting and killing them?
Sure.
The answer is normally yes whenever these things break out.
But that answer is also thrown out of the window when it comes to black people too. If we would have tried to do this exact same thing, bro, they would have lined up turrets so fucking fast.
I mean, there's actual eyewitness accounts
War
of people on the right running liberal protesters over and African American people over. I mean, just within the last so many months to years because they don't like the protest. And I also think too that there's a bit of duality there though, because the whole I'm with the large body of people, I feel a little bit more comfortable, I feel more powerful, that's cool. But then people, when one person, they forget that way, I am still just one person amongst many, and it's very easy for me to get hurt during something like this and not have my life accounted for. So I think, I don't know who she was, and of course, I mean, she still lost her life, it was horrible.
Right.
But I do think that there could have been a different route she could have taken. Like, for instance, taking your dumb ass home instead of, because I mean, what did you expect to happen sooner or later? I mean, just the sheer nature of you thinking that you can be here as aggressive as you are.
That was
overestimated the white people.
That mob 100%. Mentality sometimes is just OD. Like, people, and you just sit there and was like, all right, like, what is everybody like? We've experienced like kind of sort of, like you're in school, there's like a fight or something's going on. Everybody like really you're supposed to be going to class, and you're just like, you know what, everybody else is doing it. Fuck it. We about to go watch this fight. Like,
right. What were you saying, Cass? I'm sorry, you got drowned out there a second ago.
Oh no, you just mentioned the white privilege just shining through, and that, like, I see all these things on Twitter. I'm sure you guys see them too, but that shit makes me laugh. Like just the idea that you have a ghost, Rodney.
Oh no, I'm just trying to. My camera's not focusing. My camera's not focusing on the light properly. Sorry.
So, just the idea, like really, you thought that you were going to leave Kentucky or Arkansas or wherever, fly to Washington D.C., storm the Capitol building,
Capitol.
So at first, was it supposed to be like some sort of organized protest at first that went awry? That
not really.
I don't think so. Like, and I'm not just saying that because I don't agree. I don't think it was supposed to be an organized thing.
You don't think it was?
Because there were people that had shirts printed off saying January 6th, Trump, something like it. Bro, it was maliciously planned. There was no. You can't say that was the looting and stuff like that. Like, different times, that's different people take. Like I said, there's opportunists in certain instances like that. This was not an opportunist. I feel like circumstance. Like, there wasn't an opportunity for them to say, oh yeah, we feel like this is a good day to storm the Capitol, let's do that because we're here already. No, they had the intent to do that, or at least a good, I would say 2/3 of them had the intent to do it. But let me touch on something right quick, a little bit farther back, about like making fun of this person that had passed away and stuff like that. Literally, when we were we as in black people were getting lynched and stuff like that, and having our bodies drug around the city, and this happened in our own town, Omaha. White people were this was before Twitter, this was before Facebook, this was before Instagram, this was before all this social media. They were literally posing,
taking pictures.
Yeah, and that's I mean, I'm not saying that it's like karma, but at the same time, it's like the energy you put out is going to be reciprocated by the universe. And Twitter, on Twitter, nobody's safe. Everybody on this chat knows that. Nobody is safe on Twitter. It doesn't matter how good you are, how pristine your record is, none of that shit. People will make fun of you for having a booger in your nose and you're on stage in front of 10 million people. It doesn't matter to anybody. So that's just the time that we live in, and I've, it's not the best, but I've accepted it. Like, there's also like marketing strategies that are revolving around that. Like, a lot of places are prompted to make memes and put memes out about their own business because they get circulated, because that's the culture that we have. And it's like, we knew that was going to happen as soon as somebody died. Like, I literally watched the video of the dudes climbing the wall, and then like they made like the Mario noise, like when he falls, like when they drop down from the the wall that they were climbing and shit like that. Like that person either could have gotten seriously injured or anything like that. But I mean, I laughed, not saying it. That makes me
because at times, like when sad things happen like this, as I mean, we've all known before, like the best way to cope with things is laughter. Sometimes, like you know, you got to try to find the funny in something. If you don't, then you know, you're just gonna live a really dark, depressing life.
Yeah, and to the point of like the looters and stuff too, I feel like that's just gonna happen. Like I don't think there's ever gonna be a time in human history, period, where like people just aren't gonna loot. And I think that it's one of those, I don't want to say necessary evils, but when I think of like, so like, you know, in comparison to like the stuff that happened with like the Black Lives Matter protests, it's like, yeah, that type of stuff happened, but think about all that type of stuff that happened during the Revolutionary War and the Civil War and the wars over in, you know, Germany, like all those types of wars and stuff too during World War II. Black Wall Street, like there's a ton of people who aren't in our history books that have lost businesses for the cause, that have lost, you know, whatever for the betterment, whether they knew it or not. Now, unfortunately, they don't really get to say if whatever they've lost is for the benefit of, you know, the greater good. Historically, it's kind of worked out that way, but I just don't think, like, you know, when I see people on the right compare it to, well, you know, the looting and, well, remember that type of shit y'all did? Say, yeah, I mean, we've been doing that, not us specifically as people, it was just our turn, but historically, this country is founded off of that. Like, that's just how people get their points across.
Say, like, right, that, and it's like, that is, like, it's always, you know, white people using that as a way to make something look bad, as far as, like, the BLM protests, like, oh my god, look at these animals, they're you know, smashing windows in and looting and doing all that shit, and it's like, bro, if we really want to take it back, you want to take it back to the beginning of time, because y'all looted this whole fucking world. So,
yeah,
like, this is in your guys' blood. But aside from that, I feel like in present day, we have seen, as far as like the big things, we've seen, you know, what do you remember? Target, CVS. Those are the two big ones.
Billion-dollar
from
company
this year. So I don't give a fuck.
They have insurance on all of that.
Capitalism. Look, it's
that's the one thing that I think I was like, I would say, you're really not hurting the big wigs at the top because their stuff insured. The only people that you're hurting are those exploited people that can't work anymore because their store is like you're probably hurting the minorities that are working in that store.
Well, see, but that's the trade-off though. So then it's like, well, and this is why like they had to get rid of the Black Panthers and people like that, because it's like, well, I don't want to tear my shit up. Like, it doesn't, me protesting this on 30th and Ames doesn't quite have the same effect as if I go out to Gretna or Ashland, Nebraska and do that, you know, tear their shit up. That's when it becomes a problem, because those are the people that you really want to hit. They're at home watching. There's people who live in Millard, who live by PayPal, who've never even seen Time Out Chicken before, and they're like, man, look at these people tear this shit up. They're just like, that doesn't bother us. We go out to their neighborhoods and protest. It could be a peaceful protest for all I care. Go out there and protest. They're going to be very upset. They're going to be ready to fight. Like, get the fuck out of our neighborhood with that, you know, whatever. So I always feel like that's how a clear plan of attack is what I think takes a protest from a riot to like a war. You know, and I guess the term war is very subjective, but, you know, you get out to other people's territories and with your same cause and your same sort of message, that's how it gets done.
Or just even being proud too. Like, it's like we now, because of this and because of all of the like racial tension that has happened like within the last year leading up to this event, like the sheer display of like white privilege that happened on the Capitol and things like that, the racial tension is up. Like, I was on Facebook the other day and I saw somebody that's a mutual friend of at least 3 of us in here.
Yikes.
She had said that she was approached by somebody in like a Trump hat, and exactly. I was about to say, if you guys saw that, it's like he said that she was threatening him with her afro, and that to me, like, that shows me that the stuff that's about to either happen this year or in the years to come is about to be wild, because there should be no reason why somebody should be getting approached by their hairstyle. And he was an older white man, but at the same time, like, those are probably the same people that wanted the Black Panthers to be gone and that hated seeing people that were of color like moving up in the world and stuff like that. And she was literally just pumping gas.
Man.
That's
And
gonna
now
be.
they're coming out the woodwork.
So
Yeah,
and one of the and
Yeah,
so,
they
so
are.
one of the things that really like so when I was reading that post, the first thing that popped in my head is not, oh, this white guy is being aggressive like towards this woman. I'm thinking about it as people, both white, black, which I really hate just categorizing all white people together because I think that's freaking stupid. Because there are just so many different countries and
We know who you're talking
heritages,
about.
nationalities, whatever. But like the way that I think it is just like that paranoia that you see, like maybe this guy, like he sees this girl and he thinks back, oh, back in my day, when I saw people dressed like this, they were, whatever, and it could have been gotten kind of rambunctious. And I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, man, are people both black and white gonna be walking down the street looking at each other like paranoid that this person might be coming after me?
I mean,
Yeah, bro. Literally when you have some entire
That's
people that has been
that's
enslaved
it for the last
for
couple decades,
500
Yeah.
years, bro. Like that's deep rooted, bro. Regardless of him saying that, when I think of white people that get afraid of black people doing stuff that's like proclaiming they're proud about being black and stuff like that, that's literally like you don't want to see somebody win as much as you do, and that's not fair.
Well, and also
like,
too,
regardless of him thinking rambunctious,
yeah, well,
like,
and those are also backwards, like very old. I mean, the way she described this gentleman, he had to been old. And I mean, think about the period of life that he's from versus what she, as another millennial like the rest of us, have lived through. I mean, of course, racism still very much existed in the 90s when we were born, but it didn't exist the way it existed with him. And so he's probably looking at her like, well, shit, last time I seen an afro like this, these motherfuckers are in the street protesting, you know what I'm saying, aggressively in black turtlenecks and berets. I don't like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with that? I mean, even the neighborhood I live in, I mean,
but they're doing that because of
well, yeah, and I mean, even the neighborhood I live in, like, I walk to Buc-ee's and shit in the morning time to get food, and I just sometimes wonder, like, it's dark, you know what I'm saying? I got a big coat on, I got sweatpants on, like, I'm not dressed like I typically am, so I'm like, if somebody's driving past or some bullshit goes down in the neighborhood or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, there's that one black guy that always walks to, wherever in the morning time. I mean, I don't want to be paranoid and think that way, but it's definitely something that's in the back of my head. Like, this is a very residential neighborhood.
And not from nowhere either.
Yeah,
no.
Because of history and things that you see, even to this day.
I believe in generational trauma.
Yeah.
I believe in generational trauma. So the trauma that people like that look like me have felt, even if we haven't felt it exactly like rectly and stuff like that, like those things are passed down. I don't think white people have generational trauma like that. They don't have to worry about certain things like we did when we were actually in a country that was supposed to be for us, like being lynched and stuff like that. Black people have never lynched a white person like that. We're like that Cat Williams Supreme what's it fake? They're like white people. The people that want to be separate are waiting for us to do something, but it's never gonna happen. It's not because it hasn't for 500 years. There's been a little uprising, like with what was his name, Nat Turner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that was one instance. How many instances like that were there? Not that many, and he was stopped eventually.
Yeah.
But it's not going to happen because we're compassionate. We don't want to give people the same fear that we've been subjected to.
Well, we also just know that the
difference.
system wouldn't work in our favor anyway.
I would say,
Exactly.
yeah, I don't think it's because of that. I definitely think it's more so the second one, the thing not working in the favor of the minorities or the people that are being oppressed. I know earlier, Rodney, you were talking about like planning and things of that sort when it comes to riots, and I think that's also like maybe another thing that kind of stops like progression or things of that. Like, so when you sit there and you talk about like the rioting and the looting and stuff like that, you're very much in the now. But I think it's one of those, all right, like what do you do afterwards? And I feel like it's like one of those things where you got kind of get.
It's systemic. It's a whole thing like, where you need to become, police officers, and you need to become someone who is in power. Otherwise, what's
it's one of those things.
Agreed.
If you do all that and then you didn't take like, if you didn't change anything like afterwards, then all it was just an outburst of like violence and stuff like that because you didn't do anything afterwards. Like when you break something down, then you have the opportunity to rebuild it. If nothing gets rebuilt, then all you did was just tear down some shit.
Right.
Agreed.
Right.
I mean, and that's, again, the difference between a riot and a war. It's just a little bit more financial backing and a clearer plan of uncomfortable attack. But anyway, though, I know we can talk about that to the ends of time. Let's move on to what's probably going to be our last topic here. Clubhouse or CAPhouse. I've been on Clubhouse for the last month and some change here, and I'm getting very early Instagram vibes. Motherfuckers got shit in their bio that they've never... Motherfuckers are in astronaut rooms talking about, so basically all you need to go to space is shit. You need some motherfucking...
They're showing up like Peter to his high school reunion. He's a rapper, astronaut, cowboy.
And your first sentence is, you need a motherfucking...
Yeah, man, so basically what you do is you gotta get your LLC and then you just invest into this motherfucking...
Hey, bro,
this shit.
they Mordecai and Rigby. I was like, yeah, we're astronauts. Give us our grilled cheese.
So, what are our thoughts? I mean, for those of us who have used it, or if not, maybe used it, have, of course, we're all on other forms of social media. Like,
right.
I personally feel like Clubhouse, of course, the original intent for it versus what you're gonna get, it's a double-edged sword because, of course, the people who make these apps want more users. They want it to transform into shit, but sometimes you don't really get to control the narrative, quite like Facebook, where Facebook had a very specific intent, and then people got on and changed the narrative, so they changed. I think Clubhouse was supposed to be for entrepreneurs and STEM people in STEM research, and then of course it bled out into the masses. The very nature of it being exclusive and kind of Willy Wonka gold ticket only made more people want to show up. So from there, now you got rooms like what we're probably used to, just talking about politics and life. And now you got moan rooms where motherfuckers are in there moaning for $300.
So this is one thing that I did really want to like touch. I'm glad that you brought that up. So when people talk about, like when I first saw like the early like Clubhouse posts and people talk about it, there's a bunch of entrepreneurs in this room. They're out here spreading knowledge, this and that. Mm-hmm. And like I don't know if it was. I just don't feel like. I mean, unless they actually come out and say, yeah, that was actually like the intent of this app. I just felt like that's how it probably started off.
Sure.
Because of like when it started off, it was a very small, group of people that that was their lifestyles. But eventually, it was going to branch out into more, diverse, toxic, whatever's when you start to bring more and more and more and more people in. So I'm just sitting there, it's like you'll see some people talk about, we're out here trying to learn about, businesses and LLCs and whatever. And all these people are out here doing all this mess. And I'm just like, bro, it's a social media app. Like, these people want to get in rooms and talk about, what's better, Golden Grams or Honey Bunches of Oats.
I think it's just, it's the line for me. And I think when you can hear a person now, but you can't see them, it adds an extra layer of like, we can all pretty much tell when somebody's lying. But when you're in these rooms and you can't see a person, and it's like, all right, guys, so welcome back to Z-Axers, about to get ready to talk about going to the moon. I'm in here with a couple other astronauts, and then there's one dude in there. I got Paris, he's casting out. You got Jermaine. He's like, yeah, so basically, motherfucking, what you need is some shit. You gotta make sure, your
make sure you bring your overnight oats.
Yeah, make sure your clothes are space proof because your clothes are burned the fuck up in the atmosphere and shit.
So Rodney and Paris, I feel like you two, I feel like out of all of us have utilized the app more, and I feel like so. I like I'll get on like something like there's one time I got on there was a group I think it popped up in my thing because Chris Lewis was in there, but it was about
brother.
Like when you're in a relationship, it was about should men be paying for every all the bills and things and stuff of that sort. And I'm like, all right, this is a very this is a very I was definitely very cool on that, but I was I like this conversation. I like where things are going, but I feel like when you're on Clubhouse, you have to like concentrate more on you can't be doing other things. Like, when you're on Twitter or something, you can go and do whatever, while you're on Twitter, scrolling Facebook and stuff. But I feel like if you're on Clubhouse, that's actually your activity. Like, I'm on Clubhouse. Like, you can't be doing other shit because then you'll miss out on some stuff. Like, I wanted to actually hop into that because they waved me into the room to talk.
Sure.
But I knew I was about to do something. I think I was about to go live on commentary or something soon. Yeah. And I was like, I actually can't hop into this room because I can't dedicate my time and attention to this right now.
Yeah. That's definitely the nature of it. And like you said, Alex, like it's going to be something that evolves over time. But when you have a forced evolution, it's basically like, you know, wrapping the onyx in the steel coat before evolving him. Like you change it into something else. It could have evolved into a bigger platform in general, but what I saw was people selling invites, people that aren't entrepreneurial or don't have any type
selling
of
invites.
Right. No, there
Bro,
was one thing.
literally.
I'm not on it. Cam was talking about it, and he was like, you know, some
Cash
shit
me the
is
invite.
like super.
I got you.
Okay. He was like, some shit's super dope. Like like he said that you know, there was like a plant room, so it's like really like people super into it, like the biology of
Can be in them plant rooms.
and he
But man, some motherfucking, you just need some motherfucking
he'll
seeds.
listen to it, you know, he'll just listen to it and gain knowledge. He won't even say anything. But then there are other rooms where it'll be like, go add me on Instagram or you're getting kicked out. Like,
Yep.
you know, just shit
Like
that,
follow
where it's
trains.
like-
Literally,
Yeah,
like
see,
follow
and
trains.
that's what I don't like. That's
Like, what
that's
is
that
this?
clout shit. And I mean, I get it. You know, it's a new app, so if there's ever a time to like farm follows, you know what I'm saying? It would certainly because
It may have to be them.
those follows
Yeah.
stick forever, bro. Like, you know, I remember like some of the early follow trains, like on Twitter and Instagram. Like, I mean, people make an account and then like they use it, and then people don't want to manage two accounts. They just say fuck the follow train. Now they got this other account that follows 10 billion people. Those people that are followed by this account got a bunch of inactive followers. So I mean, I feel them. I just feel like the nature of this is not just photos. It's not just tweets. I have to actually hear what you have to say. What's the point of having 10,000 followers on Clubhouse and then you're in plant rooms and
Right.
or I don't fucking know, food rooms, and he's like, yeah, so I make, you know, motherfucking oatmeal and shit, you know what I mean? Like I just get the oat with the
Before I go
milk.
to space, like,
Yeah, like nigga, what? Like how did
I'm
you
eating
get 10?
oatmeal in space.
I did my favorite room. So every once in a while, you know, I just open up, see what rooms are active. It was a room with the cast of The Wire.
Oh, nice.
The season where, you know, they had like the kids and stuff, so they were all talking about the show and just like how it like, you know, how they all got their roles and stuff like that. And I'm just like, man, like this is pretty clutch because I just got done watching the show a couple months ago.
Find out you about to audition. Yeah, y'all got any openings for an old nigga?
You got
any old
You
niggas?
do look like somebody that would be on the fire. You old B more looking ass.
Hang on your ass. But yeah, I'm really tired of the cap too. I mean, I get it. Like sometimes in certain business settings, you have to kind of, I don't want to say fake it, but you know what I'm saying? You got to sell yourself a little bit more broad. Like, and we've all done it either in person or hell, just look at our resumes. I mean, it's very, yeah, I talk for a living versus, yeah, I'm a professional broadcaster. I mean, you have to always kind of spruce it up, but the level of just bullshit in there, like, it's motherfuckers from Omaha, like, yeah, I'm a world-renowned poet, you know what I mean? And you didn't even know it. No, but for real though, you know, so I'm like, bye, motherfucker. No, nigga, you're never was you Shel Silverstein, motherfucker. Like, I'm on you. So
I'm on your. No, I definitely agree with that too. Clubhouse it's once again like any social media, it's a double-edged sword. I know me personally, I'm trying to use. You know, just creating a channel for networking here, like locally too. Like I don't know if anybody in here saw it, but I did a reform mental health program channel.
Yeah, I saw.
That's just like a room that I want creatives to come into and talk, like have somebody to actually speak with about their experiences as being a creative, like how we all navigated last year. Like we weren't doing like even it transfers to all forms of art. Like if you're an artist, like a visual artist, you weren't doing a whole bunch of gallery shows last year.
sure.
Or if you were doing them with like scheduled time slots. Like that type of stuff is things that we need to talk about and be able to decompress. But then also like going forward, I want to also start like reaching out to different therapists that are more creative based, or like I know for a fact there's a mindfulness coach that's from here. I forgot his name, but I'm going to look up his information, and I want to use one of my Clubhouse invites to get him on there and like kind of have him as a guest speaker to talk about like how meditation is it's not as like it's not the like it's not anything like that. Meditation could literally just be 2 or 3 minutes focusing on your breath before you go into work, or you have a speech or something like that, or even before like this. Like I did a little meditation, like it wasn't anything too crazy. I just closed my eyes, focused on my breath, and then just thought about the different things that I want to say. and make sure that I'm fluid in my speaking. Like those are the types of things that you do when you're doing I think it's like transcendental meditation,
Sure.
if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
Like talking about things like that and like actually creating rooms for people to learn that are useful.
Bro, you and Jared in a room together. Bro, these vibes are not gas, bro. No. But bro. Yes, bro.
No, and it's like I had like a really good time talking with everybody, and I got to like, you know, hear different points of views from people doing different things, like a lot of our mutual friends, but then also some people that I haven't spoken to in a minute,
Sure.
or like people that are in the same profession but have since moved from Omaha and stuff like that. Like I was talking to Bam Marquise, like he was in there and just talking about his experience and stuff like that, and it was cool to like just chop it up with people about certain things that like we all had gone through. And it's like when you have a room like that, it makes it easier for you to do it because you're not thinking like, oh shit, are these people looking at me a specific type of way because they don't understand. They don't understand. Like if you guys,
you know, that's what they're there for.
Exactly,
like.
exactly. And like I said on the
cons.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said on the first episode, like the rooms that I had gotten into, you know, as me, like Paris, the person that like has the clothing business and things like that. Like I was in a room with like the CEO of K-Swiss and like Apple Bottom Jeans. Like just being like Clubhouse should be like you're sitting like a fly on a wall in a room that you're not supposed to be in. You're soaking up all this knowledge and getting these tips and tricks, even if you don't get to talk, even if you don't get to plug yourself. I literally learned so much just from doing that stuff. But then when we have a lot of different people that are getting onto the site via, you know, paid invites, or just getting on because their cousin or their brother got on there, they were invited by somebody, and they're now on Clubhouse and they don't really have anything to give. Like that's the type of stuff that isn't necessarily healthy for that type of app. It wasn't going to be in that, I wouldn't say that it was avoidable, like it was inevitable that it was going, but the rate that I saw it, like I posted something and then I saw a couple other people post something on like Facebook and Twitter, and then immediately after that I saw a whole bunch of people like that don't do nothing but like post what they made for dinner and like a whole bunch of songs and selfies in the car. Like what do you bring in the Clubhouse other than just talking about shit?
Bro,
like
they're talking about their favorite 90s R&B jams.
All right.
This is what I like. What I like to lip sing.
All right, motherfucker. Alrighty, friends, we're gonna call it right there. I mean, I could sit in the car and sing Thong Song all day, but I don't think anybody else wants to see that on Club. Right, you see this thing right here?
Actually, I'm definitely there for Rod doing that.
I'm there for you, Thong Song
I'm here
too.
for the Paris vocals, bro.
And, doing my cover album for my birthday. Be on the lookout.
Coming soon to a mixtape near you. Alrighty, friends. Well, that's going to be it for today. We've reached the 1 hour mark. Crazy how time flies when you're having fun. Having fun isn't hard when you got a library card, right? I heard that in a song. My boy Arthur Reed. Yeah, did you not watch Arthur? I'm sorry, yo.
I did. I don't remember that.
You didn't watch Arthur. Bro, that was...
Wow. He's coming for my life, bro.
Bro, sloppy, sloopy, brought up... Crazy. Bro, that was the original trap song, bro. Crazy Bus.
Bro, that's what we really need. We need a Clubhouse with the people from Arthur and be like, bro, why was Powell a pet? Like, explain this to me.
Man,
bro, like, you had rats teaching classes.
Find out rats can't teach classes.
But no, there's nothing wrong with that. But why can't the dog not be like enslaved by an anteater family?
Some of my old teachers were rats.
Damn,
and
bro.
that's on Donda. That's what Kanye. That's on Donda. Alrighty, friends.
Cass is like, what's Arthur?
No, bro. Cass watch Arthur too. Alright, man. We're gonna call it there, friends. Thanks for everybody who's in the chat that tuned in. Melissa, I seen you in there. And a couple other homies as well. Be sure to
name shit.
What's everybody's Twitter? I need to update the layout, but everybody plug your social medias real quick. Cass, we can start with you and we'll end with Alex.
Well, I don't think people know how to spell my Instagram name, so we'll leave it at that. Cassidy Sultan. And then Twitter, good old Cassadope. Had it since 2011. Don't play with me.
Hey.
Damn, look at you, girl.
Damn, all the 10-year swag.
Don't hurt nobody. What about you, Paris?
I am Casino Games on all platforms. Except for PlayStation Network.
Damn, what are you on PlayStation Network, bro?
And
PG the Signer, sure.
OnlyFans.
And
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Thick Thigh 69 is my only.
Bro.
Okay, I thought that was you. I'm ridiculous.
Bro, I'd be so mad. I go on there. I was like, these are pictures of Christina, Barry. Oh man.
Okay, I thought you were thick thighs. I'm actually ridiculous on there. Like Rian and Dick. That's my.
Wow.
All right, what about you, Alex? Last but certainly not least.
I'm pretty sure on all of my social medias I'm some sort of censored right now. So on Clubhouse I actually just got censored. Like I was just able to get that.
Lit.
Twitter at Censored Says, Instagram, Censored IG. I don't think really any other.
What about OnlyFans? Isn't it
right
is
now.
it Censored Yams on what?
No, bro. It's censored. It's Censored Wagon, bro.
His OnlyFans is hindquarter honey.
Not the hindquarter and the honey, bro. Not the honey glazed hindquarters. Anything but that, Cass.
No.
Anything but that. I beg of you, please, no.
Damn, bro.
Alrighty, friends, and of course I'm Rodney Conyers Jr. on pretty much everything, and then of course this is in the Z-Axis on Instagram, Facebook, and you guessed it, Twitter. We're gonna call it there. I will see you all next time. Goodbye and good night. Au revoir, mon ami.
Sayonara.
Bird.